question I wanted to ask you about that, what do you like or dislike about the calling that you have? Aside from the pastoral perspective, like just going to school, what do you like and dislike about it?
Well, what I like about it is it's right out of the book of Acts. Paul, Peter, the early first century Christians, went to the Areopagus, they went to the Hall of Tyrannus in Ephesus, and they dialogued with people. They had daily discussions in the Hall of Tyrannus in Ephesus. So the type of work that Stuart and I are doing is right out of the book of Acts. We are passionate about Christ. We're convinced he's reliable in a way that none of the options are. None of the idols are reliable. I don't care if it's Diana of the Ephesians or the Stoics or the Epicureans in Athens. Those philosophies and those options are not reliable the way Jesus is. So that's the first point that we really like. The second point that we really like is we have a lot to learn from our African brothers and sisters when it comes to passion, when it comes to understanding there is a spiritual battle. I'm so grateful that my African brothers and sisters have rejected the materialism of the West, but they have accepted Jesus Christ because they understand there's a spiritual dimension. I used an illustration this morning in my sermon, proud of, when some Bible teacher had gone from the West to Kenya and stood up and told the students there about the quest for the historical Jesus. A Kenyan student raised his hand and said, well, if the Germans in their seminaries have lost the historical Jesus, that's their problem. We haven't lost him. We know him. We trust in him. That's biblical Christianity. That is sound intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, because Christ meets us at the deepest needs possible. So I celebrate the open air discussions and preaching that occurs in Africa, and I learn much from my African brothers and sisters in terms of passion and commitment to Christ.
So now we talk about Africa, right? And my question will be, why should Africans believe in Jesus?
Before you go there, I think there's something they didn't answer about my question. What do you dislike about it?
Okay.
That's why he looked at me. He wanted me to answer first. I saw that.
And I jump into it.
That's right.
Okay.
The obvious one for me, at least, would be dealing with broken homes, broken families, a lot of the pain there. In one sense, it's a pleasure and honor to help be the glue. Ultimately, the Holy Spirit's the glue that brings the pieces back together. But the downside is seeing that pain, especially people who claim they want to change, but they don't want to change. They say it maybe in front of some family members, but really what they have bought into is learned helplessness, which is almost enjoying their victim mentality, enjoying what they're in, and they just want other people to give them a handout. And so waking those types of people up is very challenging, wherever that might be in the church or outside the church. So that's the downside, I would say. And then setting boundaries too is big. You know, the pastor, you can't have somebody knocking at your door all the time. So
that happened a lot.
He's pretty good at teaching me how to have it. He has the one line for all of our church staff, which is, we don't build this church on the backs of broken families. And a lot of churches, a lot of ministries have been built on the backs of broken families, where the kids will become drug addicts or all of a sudden just ditch their faith because the dad or mom were always gone. And claim to be, these great crusaders for Christ, but you look back at their families and they're all over the place.